A lot of these things that we're going over is basic, but it's basic things that most people don't do. And the basics is what's going to get us the result. We talked about the 5 pillars in the goal setting, right? So we've got physical, we got mental, we had spiritual, relationship, or business. Again, everything that we do, right, is about how do we get it all in life. Everybody knows, like, I'm not trying to be one-dimensional and just go after money or get in shape. It's like, how do I get everything? So when I'm setting goals for myself, I want to hit all 5 of those buckets, because this is how you're going to get true fulfillment in everything that you do, right? If you leave one out, you're going to be missing something. I'm hoping everyone that was on the call went through this exercise, right? Then we went through the value system that we had, those 13 values. And then after that, you should see the gap between what you actually do, which is your values, right? What we do is what we value. And then the goal that you actually set. And then there's a gap that's in between. So when you guys went back and looked at your goals, what did you realize? So I'm going to go through some examples just to make it clear again on each pillar. And then I'm going to ask for some feedback from someone on this call. From a physical standpoint, we'll start with that because most of you guys came in for physical fitness. The goal in fitness could be, I want to be in the best shape of my life, build muscle, burn fat, whatever that is, be in elite shape, right? The misalignment could be that you're still valuing comfort, you're skipping your meals, you're skipping your workouts, and you've got poor recovery. Who here is expected to get elite results, but you're putting in average efforts? How many of us say we want to be in elite shape, but we're playing it like 80%? So again, everything starts with truth and honesty. If you truly want to hit your goals, like, you got to be honest with yourself. So that's an example on the physical fitness. From a mental aspect, it could be your goal. You want to be more confident, disciplined, and resilient. The misalignment could be that you're still consuming negative daily news, gossip. Maybe you're scrolling social media too much, which is not going to give you the confidence and the discipline that you're looking for. So who's noticed that their inputs don't match your actual goals? Maybe you're taking in information that you shouldn't take in, that doesn't align with actually who you say you want to be. From a spiritual standpoint, the goal could be growing deeper in your faith. The misalignment could be that there's no blocked out time for prayer, reading. You could be praying or spending time in faith. From a marriage standpoint, relationship, stronger marriage, more presence. The misalignment could be you're scrolling your phone at night, you're prioritizing work over your spouse. There's no intentional date nights. There's no connection time. So who in here is guilty of saying family is first, but your calendar is showing something else? So a lot of us, like, most people say your family's most important, but a lot of times, if we're honest with ourselves, we're not really prioritizing the way that we should. I'm guilty of it as well, especially being busy. I'm going 100 miles an hour in different directions. The same with the faith. I think I told you guys, or maybe it was the call I had on Monday. I'm on my own path with that. I'm not talking about it a lot outwardly yet. When I do, you'll know it because I'll just be obsessed about it, and that's all I'll be talking about. But right now, I'm on my own journey with that. So there's times to where I'm focused on it, and then there's days that I'm not. Every week I'm going to church. I feel great, feel good about taking my family. Monday morning kicks in. Forgot all about it. We're all guilty of this stuff. Like, this stuff it's real. We all struggle with all these things. No one here is perfect on anything, including myself. The closest one I'm pretty close on is like the first one, the physical, taking care of myself. I'm very consistent with that. You know, the mindset I'm good on. The spiritual, I struggle. The relationship is hard, as you know. The next one, and I know this is a lot of you guys because you want to make more money. Everybody wants to make more money. So your goal is to double your income and build wealth and scale your business. If you have a business, and if you don't, you still want to double and grow your income. But you're spending hours on admin tasks, busy work that don't produce revenue. How many of you spend time that have a business, or even if you don't have a business, that's spending time on things that don't drive revenue and doesn't move the needle? I know a lot of you because I talk to you. I know you're guilty of this one. If you go back and audit your time, you're like, man, what did I spend my time doing? So you say you want to double your income, but your calendar is full of tasks all day long. No tracking of your expenses maybe, or your investments. Your lifestyle grows as fast as your income. How many of us make more money and we just go buy more stuff? We do more things. It's like we make a little bit more, we go spend a little bit more. Nothing really changes. Honestly, it's like it's a worse place to be because you're more stressed, more things to keep up with. Go buy more things, more toys or whatever. You're saying that you want wealth, but your bank account shows that lifestyle is what you really value. There's probably things in your life that you have that don't align with building wealth, which there's nothing wrong with having nice things, nice cars, whatever, if you're able to still build your wealth. The problem is most people have the nice car. Are they really building wealth? Do they have anything for the future, or is it just all about right here and right now? They have the here and now, the nice things, but it doesn't produce anything later. And then they wake up 20 or 30 years later and they're like, what happened? Or it could be you're waiting to lead, but not developing your leadership skills. You're not reading the books, no mentorships, self-development, and your company will never outgrow you as a leader, by the way. The faster you develop yourself, the faster your company will grow. A lot of people are talking generational wealth, and then they're going out buying the big house and the big cars, the big vacations. And at the end of the year, that's that's what they're left with. So your goal is to become, maybe your goal is to become a better leader, husband, father, businessman. It's one of mine. But your misalignment is you're not spending time reading, you're not in the mentorship groups, and you're hesitant to spend money on growth. So who here has goals that require growth, but your actions show you value comfort and saving money instead of leveling up? If there's one thing that I see every day of doing what I'm doing, is that most people have a scarcity mindset. I used to have a scarcity mindset. I don't have a scarcity mindset now. I have an abundance mindset. Everyone on here, I'm assuming, wants to get to the next level in your life. In all 5 of those pillars, money gives you leverage. We should make an abundance of money.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this video, but I cannot stress this enough. If you're tired of staying the same and you're ready to change your life forever, I want you to do one thing right now. Text the number below. When you text me, I'll reach out to you personally and I'll show you exactly how to build the man that you're meant to be. It's time to take action now. Text the number below and I'll personally reach out within 24 hours. Now let's get back to the video.
Now, money shouldn't be our master. If we're going about it the right way, you can have a great life and you need it. You can't help people without money either. You can help them with your time. Here's what I'm going to say with this. You guys are obviously spending money to be in the program, and some of you guys have businesses, some of you guys work for companies. But if there's one thing that I know for sure, 100%, the people that spend the most money on self-development have the most money. This is the difference between scarcity and the abundance mindset. Most people have a hard time letting go of the money they make. They save it, put it away. They're using it on things that make them feel good, right? Which there's nothing wrong with that to a degree, but they're using it for feel good, or they're putting it away, saving it for their kids, but they're not really investing in themselves. And I think I said on one call, like, you should be investing at least 10% of whatever you make into self-development. So depending on what that is for you, like, it should be a minimum of 10%. If you can do more, you should. I'm so passionate about this because I've learned so much in the past year talking to so many people and coaching people and mentor. Like, I have quite a bit of one-on-one people that I'm coaching one-on-one. When I ask the question, how much money do you invest in yourself? Have you had mentors before? And they answer that question, I already know what's going on. I see it every day. Anyone that's having a life of abundance, relationships that are thriving, all these things, the ones at the top, they spend a lot of money on themselves. Most of the people I talk to are over 40 and they've never invested in themselves. It's very, very difficult for them to spend any money on themselves because they've never done it. So it's hard, right? When you spend that first amount, you're like, oh, this hurts. I've been doing it since I was 19, even not realizing what I was doing. But when I look back at my life and how I got to this point, the only way I'm where I'm at is because I've spent money on people. I've spent so much money on people, and I would do it over 10 times. I've probably spent 300 grand on fitness coaches to work with some of the best people in the world that I sought after to go after because I was chubby and not in shape. And I'm like, I got to get in shape. Who can help me? And I would find these people and I would pay them to get information so that I could implement these things in my life, which is started doing what I'm doing. I've been doing it for business the same way. I've had marriage coaches. I used to pay 40, 50 grand to a year for a marriage coach. Most people are not going to do that. The top 1%ers will do that. A lot of people, it's just a scarcity mindset. It's so uncomfortable, right? You want to just hold on to it. And I know a lot of you guys want a big life. The fastest way you're going to get it is what I just said. It will be the books you read, the information you apply from those books. It will be the environment you're in, and will be the people you're surrounded. It is not money. It is not education. I am really not that smart, but I know how to connect dots. And those 3 things are very, very powerful. I was in a different gym. I went to a different gym today. It's called The Gym, but I went there because they have some cool leg equipment and I wanted to hit legs, right? The environment in that gym, it was one of the kind of rough and rugged, but the environment in the gym made me want to work out harder. There was people in there that are in better shape than the gyms I go to. When you guys see other people in shape, you want to work harder. It makes you think about what you may eat the next meal. When you put yourself, why environment is so important. I had a way better workout than I've had in 2 weeks, and I got inspired because I saw the people in shape that were my age. This is what I love. I'm going to drive there again tomorrow because it's the environment. How that plays into your mind and your actions is crazy. And that's why some of you guys on this call need a new environment. You literally need to like uproot what you're doing and be somewhere else. And when you do, your life's going to change. I know it. When you do those 3 things I said, your life will change. I have spent so much money on investing in myself that's gave me the life that I have today. Going through all those pillars and giving you guys examples of the goals and kind of the misalignment. For the guys that were here last week, did you guys realize when you went through there and your goal was here and then the value was here, that there was a misalignment in some or maybe a lot of your goals, or maybe not? But what did you notice when you go through the exercise, if you went through it? And if you didn't, that's cool. But does anyone want to share what you noticed when you went through that? How do we expect to get what we want if we're not clear on where it is we're going? I mean, it doesn't logically make sense, right? And we're saying we want to go do this, we want to go do that, but nothing we do aligns with that. Well, everybody wants to have a lot of money and be wealthy, but the masses spend all their money and they save what's left, which is nothing. The top 1%ers invest their money and then spend. Big difference, but that's the difference. And most people, again, that I talk to and I ask these questions, they specifically cannot tell me. If they say they have goals, they'll say yes. And then I'll say, well, what are they? And then they can't tell me. And if they can't tell me, I'm like, are they wrote down anywhere? What are you doing today that aligns with that goal? You'll be burnt out. You'll be working hard, but you're not really moving the needle. And it's because we're focused on too many things. We're focused on too many things. And so for me, I've been trying to get things off my plate. I'm getting more clear every day. I'm very clear on what I'm trying to accomplish. And I'm trying to remove everything that doesn't hit that. We don't have time to be wasting on things that don't matter. But we spend so much time doing busy work because we're not really clear on what the goals are that we're hitting. We can just have conversations, but yeah, I want to get in shape while they're eating a cheeseburger. This happens all the time, right? You want to have a great marriage, but when's the last time you went on a date night with your wife? I ask these people. If they're over 40, 9 out of 10 people I talk to every day, they're in the middle of a divorce. But most people say they want a great marriage. Everyone would say they want a great marriage, but we're not spending time. We're not doing date nights. We're not doing the fun things that we used to do when we first met. And that's why I say you should treat your relationship like it's day one. You need to be aware of it and start doing it if you want it actually to grow into something. And maybe some of you guys are really good at it. You say you want to be wealthy, but you don't invest any of your money. So yeah, you get your paychecks and you spend it, and there's nothing left to invest for yourself and your family. 20 years later, you're asking the question, what happened? So taking a little bit of money, like a little bit of money each week and putting it aside, you'll be amazed. If you guys say you want financial wealth, you got to start, again, acting like people that have wealth. They invest what they get first. They spend what's after that, but they invest it. You won't even know what's coming out. If it comes out automatically and just goes, you won't even see it. You won't even notice it. It never should be an option for you to take that money out, ever. I started an account for my kids on day one. I was trying to get it before day one, and the guy's like, Jason, there's no Social Security yet. So I learned you couldn't start a plan, an investment account for your kid until they get a Social Security. That's how early I was trying to start, right? Because I didn't have anything. And so it forced me to do something for my kids. I put $500 a month in. Every month it comes out, I don't see it. And that's non-negotiable. I don't take it out. It's there. My kids probably got $80,000 in the account. My immediate family doesn't have $1,000. Because my 5 and 7-year-old has more money than my immediate family. Isn't that wild how that works? A little bit of money could be $200 a month, could be $50 a month. It would still grow. That's a lot of money for them. Every 7 years, it will double. That's a non-negotiable. So there's non-negotiables that I have when it comes to finances. So if wealth is part of your strategy, and I know it is, these are just little things that you can start doing. You'll feel good just to be doing it. Just knowing it's coming out and it's working for you. You'll feel better about yourself. There's someone that has a nugget that you don't have, and this nugget in 1-2-hour meeting saved me $125,000. I could have just gave it, or I can keep it. The outcome was me getting the same thing I was trying to get. I just kept more of my money, which is what everyone on here should be trying to do. So when you have the right people, they cost a little bit more to have on your team, but they will make you so much more money. It'll blow your mind. With these people, this is what they do. So if you're in business, having the right tax guy that understands the gray area, not anything illegal, I'm saying understands like the gray and can educate you on, hey, Jason, go do this, and we don't have to pay this, and this turns into this in 3 years. Some people play chess and most play checkers. That's the way I say it. And I've had checker players most of the time dealing with my business. And that's why we got a chess player now. You're getting into bigger numbers, and the little moves here and there make a big difference. Like if they know your goals and your outcome and they're there to protect you, they should help you build wealth, the right one, not just file your taxes. And so my guy understands what we're trying to do, the next 5-6 years. And what I'm trying to do personally, it's all integrated so that I'm protected and everything works and you can get capital. It's just how they're playing chess. It's not illegal. They're playing chess where other people are playing checkers. And that's the difference of the wealthy. They don't pay very much tax. It's the people making the average income, which is the masses, pay more income tax than someone making millions of dollars. And even if you're if you're on this call and you don't have a business, you should have a business. You should create an LLC because you'll save money by having your own LLC. The vehicle you drive and other things that you do, you can now get for 70%. That's what having a business can do for you. This is there's so many things. So it doesn't matter if you work for someone or not. You can create your LLC. There's certain things that you can do within that will save you money on your taxes and will enable you to buy something that would cost someone making an average salary. Now you can get the same thing for half price. So if I go buy a vehicle, I'm going to pay half of what most people are going to pay for it because I have a business. So now I get to keep my money and drive a nicer vehicle. So if you don't have one, you should go create one. A lot of you guys might be saying, the ones that took it and you did the goals, and you did the awareness or the value, and you're like, okay, it doesn't align. What do you do? What do you do if your goals don't align with your values? Well, if you want the goal, then the value is going to have to change, right? You're going to have to make some shifts. So the first thing is you got to be aware, because you cannot change anything that you're not aware of. You got to be honest with yourself on these situations when it comes to awareness, because if you don't have awareness, you can't change anything. You're not change anything if you're not aware of anything's wrong. And then you got to ask yourself, the gap analysis is, what am I doing today that the man that I want to become would never tolerate? In each of those buckets that you go through, the physical, mental, like whatever the goal is and the value, and you want to hit this goal, you're gonna have to change some of these things. Your goals and your habits and routines must be aligned in order to hit it. It's to identify, make you aware that what you're doing is not what you say you want. So now that we know how it works, it should be very clear. If you really want the goal, the outcome, then you got to change some things that you're doing. The shift that you're gonna have to make, everything I try to do in my life is generally like a system. I'm not like here, there, it's like a system. Everything's in my calendar, how I do mine, you can do yours. There's a lot of different ways to keep up with things, but I like to create a system for everything I do, because it's not it's not the goal that's the problem. It's your goals are probably fine. You're saying you really want this. It's just your system just doesn't align with anything. So you're doing all these things over here, but your goal's over here somewhere. So from a physical standpoint, Dan, everybody knows Dan likes to meal prep all the time. Meal prepping once a week, setting schedules for your training, bedtime alarm where you're going to bed at the same time, like things you need to do to elevate your health, if that's one of your main goals. Today, differently, once you've identified that this is your goal, this is what I'm doing, and I got to shift this. What are you going to do today to start changing that? You just pick one pillar. That if you made one shift based on the value you have, the goal that you say you want, what's that one thing you're going to do starting in the morning or tonight that's going to position you to get the outcome you said you wanted? And what is it? Maybe you just pick one pillar and not overwhelm yourself with all five. And you pick one and you start implementing slowly, so it's not overwhelming for you to change everything, but you got to start somewhere. And you should put it on a wall somewhere, like all your goal, it should be somewhere where you're looking at it all the time. And that's why I said I want everything off my plate. I told you guys to pick, I think, 2 to 3 goals for each bucket, but that's 10 to 15 goals. It's a lot. For me personally, I try to dumb it down to 1 to 2. I don't want 5. I just what is the one thing that if I do in this bucket, if I just do one thing and it would change everything, that's all I want to focus on. I don't want to pick 4 things, and if I do a little bit here and a little bit there, I don't really move the needle. I'm just how do you get rid of everything and pick the one most important thing to you in that pillar? And that's it. And you go hard on it and put it on a wall. It's easy to read. You don't have a long list of things where it's just takes you 10 minutes to read your goals. It's too much. Pick one thing in each bucket, 1 to 2 things. Go over it with your wife. This is what we're doing. What are the things I got to do every day that align with this? Or once a week. Some of them you got to do things daily. Some are weekly. Some are monthly. Whatever that is. Fitness is a daily thing. If you're not doing something to take care of that, you're missing the boat. Whether that's walking or whatever, you need to be doing something. That's a daily thing. You understand which KPIs you need to focus on, not 50 like I used to do and overwhelm myself and drive my team crazy because I wanted to see everything in the business. I'm there's only 3 things that matter. What are the top 5 that if I just focus on these KPIs in my business and I improve them, my business goes.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this video, but I cannot stress this enough. If you're tired of staying the same and you're ready to change your life forever, I want you to do one thing right now. Text the number below. When you text me, I'll reach out to you personally and I'll show you exactly how to build the man that you're meant to be. It's time to take action now. Text the number below and I'll personally reach out within 24 hours. Now let's get back to the video.
Like this. And if you audit your business, like I've done over and over again, there's a few things you work on, man, your business, your life will change. Same with everything. You can use ChatGPT to send your wife a note and put it on automatic every week. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I did it one time and she recognized. He's like, did you just send me a note with ChatGPT? I'm like, well, it's my own words. I tweaked it, but I needed some help figuring out what to say. If you don't know how to use AI tools in your business, you're going to get left behind too. That's another call. I promise you, if you do not know how to use AI tools in your business, you will not be able to compete. And again, for your faith, what I've got to work on is how am I consistent on that every day? Well, maybe I just got to put my Bible right beside my bed. Whatever that is for you, I'm just giving you ideas on what you can do to make sure that you do the thing that you say you want to do. Don't get up and be busy doing everything else. And at the end of the week, you're like, well, what happened? And you look at your goal board, your vision board, and you're like, well, I didn't work out but 2 days this week. I was too busy to go out to eat with my wife or spend time with my kids, or you know what? I didn't have a good week. And so therefore, I'm not going to invest money this week. This is what the masses do, by the way. What I'm saying, this is what most people do. If you want to be in the top 1%, you can't do that. You have have to be very disciplined with what you're doing. Know how you got to get there and freaking do it. When I started doing this, everything starts to change. In your business, like, how do you simplify your life? A lot of you guys are really busy. You got so much going on, me included. I'm busy too, but I'm just telling you, sometimes you just need to like step back and breathe and look at your situation and get someone else maybe to look at it with you, because you cannot see your own blind spots. I cannot see my blind spots. I'm too into what I'm doing to see my blind spots. As a business owner, we're too involved. We think we know everything about our business, and we do, but there's things that we're not seeing that are going behind us if we just slow down and get some help and have someone else look at it. There's something in your business right now that someone else would see that you wouldn't, that would change your business without you doing anything differently. Imagine not doing anything more than you're doing, and you just change one thing. There's no more customers, there's no more anything, but there's one shift that they make in your business, and your business turns around. And this is how your business will grow and scale without sucking up all your time and you being miserable and frustrated, which is what I did for like 25 years. Grind and working all these hours, trying to figure out why it's not working, why you're not making the money, why is this, why is that, why is all these problems, why am I getting all these calls, why? When it's you. And once you figure that out and start surrounding yourself with some really talented people in your business, align with your goals and understand what you're trying to do. The key people that should be close to you, your family, your CPA, your attorney, you should be meeting with these people once a quarter to make sure they're all aligned, because what you'll find is everybody's not aligned. I did this forever the wrong way. I'd have this guy over here giving me information, this guy's giving me information, this guy's telling me to do this, and they're not connected. They're each giving you their opinion on your business, but they're not connected. So the attorney, the tax guy, your CFO, whatever that is, you don't have to, even if you don't have these pieces, and even if you don't have a business, you're still these things in your life you need to be doing if you want things to run smooth and efficient and effective. And it's building a team. You don't have to have a business to have a team around you supporting you. You need outside people that are good people that, have some knowledge that can help you identify your blind spots. But these are just things that you can do. Again, if you're aligning your goals with the financial piece of it, the importance of goal setting, understanding where you're at, what you're trying to do, understanding the gap that's in the middle, and figuring out how to put things in place to fix it. It sounds easy. It's not easy. It's easy for me to say it, but if you was to focus on it and spend time on it, because a lot of us, to be honest, like, we're going to get off this call and we're probably not going to do it. But if you do it, honestly, you should get excited about it, because what it is, it's a roadmap for you. Most of us spend time watching sports and games, and I'm not hating on any of that. I don't personally do it anymore. You should freaking be excited to get up in the morning to chase your dreams. If not, you're not going to live a fulfilled life. But being able to like have those conversations with your wife and say, hey, this is where we're going. What do you think? That's what's fun to me. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. And getting clear on that and then revising it. Okay, what do you think about this? Revising your values. Some of you guys were on the Monday call. We talked about where's your core values for your family. What's your operating system like? How do you expect it to go well? Brian's got it on his wall. How do you expect it to go well if you don't have it? Does it really make sense that it's going to go that well if you don't know what that is in your family? 98% of people do not have that on their wall. So imagine if you don't have core values, it's kind of like not having a vision or a mission. You're just making random decisions that don't align with anything because you're not aware of what it is. Show me a business that doesn't know where they're going on paper and they're not going anywhere. And it's the same thing with your own personal life, and it's the same thing with every bucket that we've talked about. If you don't know where you're going with it, you're going to just end up somewhere, but not where you potentially could be. This is why this stuff is so important. And then it's easy to make decisions in your life when you have that clarity. And every day you wake up, you should be doing something that ties into one of your goals in one of those buckets. So I want you guys to, if you haven't already, write down one thing that you're going to shift, one thing you're going to put in place in one of those values. Just pick one and write it down and commit to it, because no one on here has got it all figured out. And again, if you leave the call and you don't do any of this, just understand that you should not expect to get the result that you say you want. All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll jump off here. We'll have the recording in tomorrow. You guys have any questions?